Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, like that. Especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud, verbiage, or watching my edited, pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so hello there. Hello, everybody. You get a peek of what we're working on today. So hello. I know we're starting a little late today. I was just on another live stream with John Celestri on his channel. There's a link in my playlist to it, but I'll also link it. I should link it in the show notes below after the show is over. I mean, it's literally, I was doing like kind of back-to-back streams, so I wanted to make sure I gave myself just enough buffer to be able to get myself ready for the stream without going over. So yeah, so I will put up a link to that conversation with John about realism and fantasy, and how some people are just being complete killjoys about fantasy, especially by demanding realism in it, which honestly makes no sense to me, because then what's the point of fantasy if you can't do whatever you want in it? But we go into an hour-long discussion about that. So like I said, I'll put a link in the description below, or you can check out my playlist where I have a link to that discussion/interview with John on there. So hello. So hello, Okia Fern, James, Crimson Owl Comics. Welcome. So yeah, so like I said, I'm starting a little late today, but it doesn't mean I don't have work to do. So we're going to be doing some Photoshop coloring today. So if you need to work along with me, we're going to be doing that in about 15 minutes. So I guess introductions are in order in case you're new here. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and boy, are my arms tired. Actually, it's my wrist, but you know, that actually happens. I am known for my funny animal fantasy Tall Tales, which you can see right here. The 4th volume to the Thief's Quest story arc will be going on Kickstarter in a couple of months. So make sure you sign up at my website to get notified when that goes live. And also, I currently am known for my other comic, my fantasy soap opera drama, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. It is on Kickstarter right now. If you missed the launch party on Monday, we had quite the exciting time. My book funded in record time, in about, I was told, 14 minutes and 59 seconds, just under 15 minutes by a hair. So that was pretty exciting. Right now, I am $95 away from breaking 3,000, which unlocks the second trading card stretch goal. So I just want to thank all the 83 backers who supported the campaign so far. Yeah, we have 27 days to go, so let's see how far we can get that going. So yeah, so on top of that, you can also read both my comics online at Tall Tales, Tails online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And if you're joining me from Facebook and Twitter, although I don't think I'm streaming to Twitter, but just in case, just in case you're joining me from there. Anyway, you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage art. So hello. Yes, I'm trying to sell all the stuff here. Yes, so thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah, this campaign has been crazy. It's definitely, it's definitely beyond my expectations from what I'm used to. And mind you, I've only done 20-something campaigns, and it always figures out a way to surprise me. So hello, James. Hello. And hello, everybody. Yes. So so I just want to thank everybody again for supporting my Kickstarter, and yes, and the 48 hours special has now ended. So if you were waiting to get the catch-up level and save $10, that level is no longer available. That level now is back at its regular price at $50. And also, if you're one of the lucky first 40 people to have backed a physical level, I am currently packing your bonus stickers that we showed on the live stream on Monday. So you get 2 stickers. This white one here glows in the dark, so that's fun. You get a little charm with a little lobster claw on it. Yeah, here we go. The little lobster claw charm, an acrylic charm, and you get a pin back. And of course, I have to pack it backwards so that I can pack it without damaging anything with your book. So yes, so I am currently packing up all your bonus stickers. So yeah, because why wait till the end of the campaign, right? No, we need to get stuff now. If we can get it done now, let's get it done now. So yeah, it's been a hectic couple of days. Like I said, the running a campaign is always a surprise, no matter how many times I do this. Learning some new lessons along the way, but I still have to do those videos. Yes, so I do have 2 videos that I'm planning on making. What the 5 things I learned on Kickstarter, and then a part 2 to that, another 5 things. So I have I'm planning on those. So yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just like I said. My day is my day is a day. You know, and I'm trying to get through everything here. So what else do we have in housekeeping? Oh, I didn't put up all my graphics yet. So yeah, yeah. Oh, in case you don't know, while I'm doing housekeeping, I also have a vlog series that I do on the Raging channel with my friend Nita Lanning every Mondays and Fridays, so that you know, if you want to listen more to more me talking, hopefully a little bit more coherently than I am right now, you can catch us on Mondays and Fridays, where we just talk about everything that I don't know, comes to our mind. It's very random and freeform. So you know, it's like, if you like listening to us discuss, you know, like social, doing promotion on social media, on just whatever indie comics is out. You know, we have people who come on to promote their their stuff. We do that every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can check us out on the Raging 2 network. I swear, oh, where's my background? I swear I'll be more coherent than I am now. So take a shot every time I say so yeah, because I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So in my live stream on Monday, I was working on a 8-page story that's going to be a stretch goal on the campaign. So if we hit 6K, wouldn't that be something? If we hit $6,000 on my EGORAVEN campaign, it unlocks a 8-page story that everybody, both physical and digital backers, will be getting as a PDF that takes place before the first issue. So if you don't know, the main storyline for EGORAVEN is 15 issues. However, it doesn't mean that the story is only 15 issues. There's a lot of little vignettes that I've been working on that I couldn't fit into the main storyline. So what I did was instead of just like disregarding them altogether, I thought it would be fun to do these side stories anyway that I couldn't fit in with the main storyline because it would bog down the story and make the series way too long and meandering. So instead, what I've been doing is I've been doing these short comic book stories as little side projects for myself, and thought it would be fun if I used these stories as kind of like unlockables for the campaigns. So the more money we raise on the campaigns, I'll be able to release more stories that you guys will be able to collect as PDFs until I collect them all in their own trade. They're going to go in a trade, but not for maybe another 2 years or so. I even have it's going to be an EGORAVEN trade, Tales from the Outer Kingdoms. That's going to be the name of the trade. So until that trade comes out, unlocking them as stretch goals starting with this campaign is going to be the only way to get these short stories. So on Monday, I was working on the first one that gets unlocked on this campaign. So this story that I'm working on, this was a little bit longer. This was a 12-page story. This one is going to be an unlockable on the next campaign in August. Oh, who's going off there? Oh, okay. There we go. So that's all my alarms are going off. So this story is going to be an unlockable stretch goal on my next EGORAVEN campaign in August for the trade paperback. So, of course, I'm going to be working on that now. And yeah, I'm going to give everybody kind of like a sneak peek on this story. So we're just hitting 5 o'clock. I still have, like I said, we started late because I was on another interview, but I still need work to get done. So I'm going to show a little love. I'm going to set up my setup here. I'm going to set up my setup because that's how we're talking today. And we're going to get to work. So let's do that, and I'll be right back.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Cast the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the Dreamer, Medina, and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze. George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
Okay. So let me, actually, I like this layout better. I liked it better. Yeah, I like that better. So yeah, so this is one of the pages for the 12-page short that I'm planning on making a stretch goal. Now, mind you, depending on how this campaign does, if we make it to 6, like with enough time to spare, let's say that happens hypothetically. Let's say that. If we say we make it to 6,000 with still half the campaign to go, I'll add this as another stretch goal on this campaign. I will make this story another stretch goal. But it depends. It depends on how this campaign does. Like I said, I'm planning on using this for the next campaign. However, if this campaign does better than what I'm expecting, we can consider using this story as another stretch goal. So, hey Aria, hey. Yeah, so after Monday's campaign, it's like me and Mike Jimmy are kind of like trying to figure out how to do this international thing. Because, man, international shipping is killer, man. And it's like, and I hate the fact that it makes shipping outside of the United States so onerous. But onerous. And, but yeah, we're going to try to figure out how to get books to you. So yeah, but thank you for joining me on the stream here. Oh, hello, greetings. Oh, look at all these new faces we're seeing today. Oh, very nice, very nice. So yeah, so this is one of the pages. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let's see, what is this? First, okay, so 3 and 4. Okay. Let's see. So let me give you guys a peek of the story in order. So this is the first page, and pretty much what this short story is about this story happens, I guess we can say, between issues 3 and 4. Happens somewhere along there. Or more like, actually, yeah, maybe either between 3 and 4, or kind of like, this scene could just as easily have happened like somewhere in issue 4 as well. It's, EGORAVEN's already been training to be a knight, and she's been living at the Coal Horse for maybe like a couple of months, while she's training. And this story is about how her curiosity gets the better of her. And she starts snooping around where maybe she kind of shouldn't. And she starts snooping around Daniel's room. And finds out that her training is a little bit lacking in a certain area. And let me see if I can put this in order. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how it starts. So that's the first page. Here's the second page with her snooping around under the guise of closing a door, because too much wind is coming in, so and then she starts poking around the bookshelf that's in Daniel's room, and she starts going through all the books. It's a cute little story, although if although what's funny is someone poking around a bookshelf is actually JD Calderon's nightmare. He doesn't want anybody poking around his books on any of the bookshelves. And here I am trying to make a cute story about the idea. So, right. Oh, hey! Oh, okay, so, hey! Hey, Peter! Hello! So, yeah, so that's pretty much the story. So, EGORAVEN is snooping around in Daniel's room, and eventually we find out in the story that her training is a bit lacking in a place that nobody suspected it would be. So I'm currently on, so this is my setup for page 5. Now I did get the pages flatted already. No, Jake is not here, so I don't get to play the clip yet until Jake shows up. No clip, no clippy. So yeah, so this is the setup that yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, he just doesn't want anyone to risk like bending or dinging anything or cracking spines or whatnot. That's why if there's any book that he has that I want to look at, I have to buy my own copy, because that's just how we roll here. So this is the page that came back from the flatter. So as you can see, the colors are not accurate if you compare it to the previous pages, of course. So these are the color, this is the color schemes that I'm using, and this is what I get from the flatter. So for those of you who are not familiar with the concept, I send out my pages. I pay to get my pages flatted, which means that they outline, I guess, all the basic shapes in my page, and then they just put in placeholder colors. I've been told that I should be sending like color sheets and all that for them to put in the colors accurately. But honestly, the amount of effort that it takes for me to do that, it's like, look, just give me placeholders and I'll fix it on my end. It's okay. It's fine. So she gave me the placeholder colors. And then what I do is then I just start dropping in. I could just drop in the colors that I need, and it'll fill in, like, okay, like if I take this particular yellow, right? And then I know that her horn is going to be that color. And if, you see, her horn is that same color throughout the entire page. So when I go to fill it, it automatically changes it everywhere that color is. So it just saves me a lot of time with flatting. Like I said, you would think that flatting would be the easiest part, but it's not. I find it the most tedious. That's why, again, for this episode, I'm going to be shading this page. So I'm going to put my mask here so that I have just one color to look at, because if I'm looking at all those colors at the same time makes it I don't know, it's kind of distracting when all I just want to do is when I just want to just do the shading. So I put down my mask on top of the flats, and then I am now going to take my lavender color that I showed on Monday. So pretty much if you want a step-by-step, I kind of do that on Monday's live stream, which is on my channel, of course. It's linked on my channel. I also have a very specific coloring tutorial where I go literally step-by-step on how I do this. I also have that on my channel, so you can check that out as well. So what I'm going to do is, so let me show you here on this one, because it's the easiest because there's no background. So I'm going to take this lavender color, And I'm going to go ahead and start, I guess, like tracing out my shadows. Just, and then filling it in that way. And then I'll show you how I kind of do the shading. So yeah, so I'm just going to trace out the area that I want in shadow. Now, the thing is, though, is that if you haven't noticed already, it's like the way I shade is kind of more pseudo anime flat style than it is with gradients or anything. Well, yes, exactly. Except, yeah. Joe, you'd like the story of this one. So yeah, I'm not going to give it away, but you'll like the story in this one. Oh, thank you. It's yeah, I understand. Yeah, the autocorrect. Sometimes it's hard to type. So yeah, so I use like a very like a flat cell shading style, and I don't really go through the whole thing about, my light sources and that whole thing. Like professionals are supposed to, but I've mentioned this before, that I color more aesthetically rather than correctly. So as long as it looks right to me, that's kind of what I go for, as opposed to like, oh, well, the light source is here, so this goes here and this light bounces off of here, and it's like, no, I don't do that. I don't have time for that. And plus I don't really know. It's like color theory. So, but that's the beauty of working on my own stuff. It's like I can do it however I want. and maybe eventually I'll get it right. So yeah, so I'm just blocking out the shadows here. And then what I do is then, like, okay, so let's say I just got enough here. And then I take my bucket tool and then I just fill in the area with this lavender color, which I know looks really strange. That it's like, how is that supposed to be shading? How are you supposed to be shading with a lavender color? Well, let's finish up this figure and I'll show you. So I'm just gonna continue filling in where I want my shading to go. Okay. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have gotten the music. Tried to put in some music so it's not just so quiet in here. But I have a new setup. And it's not that much different from my old setup, but for some reason my Mac that I do most of my streaming on, I moved everything. I undid cables. I redid cables. And now it's a little persnickety with how many windows I have open in in StreamYard. I don't know why. Like I had like, I don't know why it was like that. Like now it starts like lagging. So I don't know if that's the computer doing that or whatnot. Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, maybe we should experiment with that. Let's experiment with that. Oh, let's see. So there we go. Yeah, the coloring is an extension of my style. Yes. And yeah, and I think that in terms of my style, it makes sense. That's why I guess I don't do this. Like I don't offer this professionally, like, you know, oh, I'll color your stuff type of thing. I just think that my style is just way too much mine for me to be able to, like, I don't know, color someone else's artwork and have it make sense. Okay, so here is my finished shading. Okay, so now I'm going to put in the highlights, and because I use the same lavender color for both the shading and the highlights, I'm going to use this magenta color so I can differentiate between the two and then change it afterwards. So I'm going to do that. So now I'm on my highlights layer, and I'm going to start putting that in. Yeah, let's see how that music stuff works. You know, because I'm kind of wondering if acoustic cinematic. Let's see how this sounds. Ooh, it almost sounds on theme to the artwork. I don't know, how does that sound to everybody? Wow, that sound, there's a certain hokiness to it, isn't it? Acoustic. Ah, Jake is in the house. Hold on. We need to do this correctly. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. So Jake is in the house along with Joe. So you know what that means.
I don't know who it is, but it probably is for Hogwarts guys. I asked my friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Hogwarts guys.
There we go. Now we're proper. Now we're a proper stream. There we go. Welcome. Yeah. So, okay, we have a question here. Do you get inspiration to do your stories through RPGs or fantasy shows? Oh no! Hey Jake. More through fantasy shows than RPGs. Yes, absolutely. Now it's like everything is good. Everything's good. Less through RPGs and more through shows that I'm really inspired by. I never got into like role-playing games or anything like that because I was just the type that I would invest too much in making up a character and then roll a 1 and then I'd be devastated for the rest of the night. You know, it's like I couldn't do that. I never got into role-playing because of that. So yeah, so I'm a lot of TV shows inspire me. If we were talking about like EGORAVEN specifically, wow. Okay, so I like to call it, you know, like it's like the Chronicles of Narnia and The Witcher, but especially The Witcher though, but more in tone than I guess like literally. Yeah, Xena I never got into. Yeah, that whole, yeah, that was, yeah, I never got into that. I was very much kind of like an 80s baby. And, well, not much an 80s, a baby in the 80s, but, that's my formative years in the 80s. So a lot of so She-Ra was a big inspiration. The Secret of NIMH, The Last Unicorn especially. There's a lot of Last Unicorn references in this comic, if that comes as a surprise to anybody. Yeah, it's like in like a lot of movies like Dragon Slayer, wow, it's like there's like Dangerous Beauty, Kingdom of Heaven, but that's more like recent stuff. But that's usually where I get inspired by it. Like I said, The Witcher was a huge The Witcher helped me get over a story hump. Yes, The Secret of NIMH. Yes, absolutely, The Secret of NIMH. That movie has its greasy hands over everything I do. It's between that and the Rocket Raccoon comic and ElfQuest. I mean, really, it's like those three things. If you wanted to know the DNA of all my work, it's those three things: Secret of NIMH, Rocket Raccoon, and ElfQuest. Yeah, that's greasy hands, greasy smears all over the place. So, and if you wanted to learn more about that, I was on a show last night, Dispatches from Outside the Box. You can find that on the Ragin' 2 channel. And we were talking about the movies that inspired us. I mean, the topic was more like the movies that traumatized us as children, but in the end, it turned out to be more inspired us. And yeah, Secret of NIMH was on there, Last Unicorn. What else did they say? Like they had brought up Legend and Labyrinth, but it's like I have mixed feelings about those movies. Like, I don't know, Legend didn't really do much for me. And Labyrinth I'm kind of on the fence on. Like I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. Like I don't remember like I like it, but it's not like I'm a huge fan of it. Yeah, you joke about Apocalypse Now, but actually it is more The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. And I am actually working on an EGORAVEN story that's heavily influenced by that, if you can even imagine it. But yeah, it's like the John Carpenter's The Thing is a movie that no matter at what point I catch it, I sit down and watch it to the end. So oh, hey Stone. So we were talking about the show last night, and yeah, so it's like I leaned really more towards the Dark Crystal rather than Labyrinth. I mean, it's like Jim Henson went hard on Dark Crystal. That's why I will not forgive Netflix for canceling the series because of that. But it's like The Thing was a big inspiration too. Yeah, what else we were talking about? Like Neverending Story, never got into. What was the other movies they mentioned? Princess Bride, absolutely never got into. And what's funny, there's a lot of people who think that Princess Bride would have been. It's like, no, it's like it was okay. It was okay. It was not a formative movie. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, he did. It's like I still remember me and my sister coming out of the theater with my mother, and my mother like turning back and saying, this movie is wasted on this audience. It's like that she was pretty much saying that it was just so incredible that most people were not going to understand it. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like, yeah, so yeah, I mostly get oh, okay, so here we are. So yeah, that looks so that's looking really weird, right? It's like you're like wondering, how is this supposed to work as shading? So when I turn off the flats, so that's what you're gonna get, right? So let's show you. Okay, so let me turn the shading off. So let's color correct this panel so that I could show you how this is gonna work. So we already have the horn. So let me fix the rest of her colors here. So let me show them the flats. Okay, so this will make complete sense in a minute. So I'm just going to go to a previous so I can get the right colors here. Okay, so let me see the shovel. Okay, so there's the pages. Let me fix that. Okay, so let me just fix that. I think I have a setting on that might be interfering with that. No, that's not. Okay. Right. Okay, let me just tidy some parts up. Okay. So here you have pretty much a color corrected image. So here's our shadow, right? So it's in this weird lavender color. Oh, thank you, Jake. Yes, so Jake is putting links in the there we go. Yes. Looks to be caught red-handed with some illicit reading material. Or she just realized there's 27 days. Yes, there is. There's 27 days left on the Kickstarter, and she did not back it. So you need, so everyone needs to go back that Kickstarter, because really, I am curious as to how far we can take that campaign. Like I said, it funded in 15 minutes. We're almost at 3,000, almost unlocking the next trading card, the second trading card stretch goal. And I'm really curious as to what's going to happen in the next 27 days. So here's this weird lavender color that I'm using for shading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that layer, that shadow layer, and then I'm going to go to the settings, and I'm going to go to multiply, and then there's our shading. So don't ask me the theory behind multiply. I'm not sure what it's doing, but it gives me exactly the shading that I'm looking for with that lavender color. And I took the idea of using lavender from this other artist who works for Nickelodeon. And what I really liked about the color is that it works really, really well with flesh tones. So no matter what flesh tone you have, it seems to shade it really nicely. And also, I like the idea of her having kind of like this pinkish tone in her. So, and it works with any color. I can change any color and it'll pretty much work as shading. So let me show you how the highlight works. So here are I use cyan so I could see it. But I'm going to be using the exact same lavender color. So I'm going to fill that in. So now that's the exact, so of course that's why I couldn't work with the layers with the same color or else I wouldn't see it. So here's the color. Now for this one, what I'm going to do is so you can see like you get different effects depending on which setting you have it on. But I'm going to go all the way down to luminosity. And there's the highlight that I want. So when you see my finished page like that, it's because I'm using that technique to make the shades and the highlights that I want. And like I said, the best thing about it is that I can change the oh hey Grant, hello. You really have to keep track of that. Oh yeah, no, it's like we see John all the time, and he uses a lot of purples too. So did Richard Corbin. Richard Corbin used a lot of purples for flesh tones too. It really, you would think it wouldn't make sense, but it does. And and what I like about this, so if I were to go to the flats layer and change any of these colors, the shading, I don't have to touch the shading, which is why I like this technique. So let's look at this book here. So the book that she's holding, I prefer a more I don't know. It's like let's say for this blue, I'd rather it be more like, okay, let's make it yellow, right? So I'm just going to, and look, I don't have to change the shading changes according to the color, so I don't have to think too hard about it, which is exactly what I want. So also the funny thing is that the beauty of getting someone else to do the flats is that sometimes they make color decisions that I don't have to do anything with. You know, that's the cool thing about that. Like this scene right here. There's no reason for me to change any of these colors in the scene. You know, except for the ones where I have to, because obviously, her fingers are wrong here. That's not the color. But I don't need to do anything here technically. I mean, sure, I could noodle with it if I wanted to, but why would I? It's like, you know what? It's just a book, like kind of like a background thing. So why waste my time noodling with it unless I needed something very specific in it. So this panel is almost done because I don't have to do anything with that. I just put the shades in and that's it. Yeah, absolutely. That's what happened to me when I started doing that. When I was doing the second issue to EGORAVEN, I was doing all the work. I was doing the flatting and everything. And realized very quickly that if I wanted to get this book out in a reasonable amount of time, I couldn't do that. I had to sacrifice something. I had to actually pay for something. And if I was going to pay for anything, it was going to be flatting, because I really didn't like doing that. I must have a setting somewhere that's giving me this line. Let's see. I guess when I was messing with the pages a bit, I might have accidentally done something. So yeah, so I pretty much decided I needed to hire somebody to flat my work. And yeah, and you're right. It is the absolute best investment I have made so far, short of getting somebody to color the whole thing completely. I'm not quite there yet, both in terms of cost and literally my ego. I just prefer to do this much on my own. I don't know. It's like, I wouldn't dismiss hiring a colorist. JD has been working with some new colorists that have just been like really like their coloring transforms the original work. I mean, in a good way. I mean, that's what you want coloring to do. You want it to really complement your work, the work that's already there. But yeah, I'm not ready yet. So, let's see. Oh, actually, it's... oh, no, that's why I did that. Okay, let me fix that. Okay, that's looking a little weird. Pencil. There's a missing line. Oh, wrong. There we go. Yeah, much better. Oh, and okay. I don't know where all this aliasing is coming from. Yeah, look at that. That's weird. Yeah, I must have accidentally have done something to put in that blue highlight. Well, at least it's... You see, if I had to flat this, that mistake would have been annoying me right now. But because it's not that bad. I'm just cleaning it up. It's not that big of a deal to just tidy, you know. Okay. All right, so I guess that one. Okay, so let's go back to our mask and our shadows. Oh, thank you, Peter. Thank you. No, absolutely, we need to get it. We need to get it to 1,000. My channel too. I am kind of. What am I at? I'm at 935, I think, on my channel. I have 935 subscribers on my channel, and Ragin is at 251. Oh, hey, Nita. Hey. So yeah, so we need to get everybody up to 1,000 so that we can get the monies, get the monetizes. So then we can start being really concerned about being demonetized on top of everything. No, we're good. We're good. We've gotten dinged a couple of times for music and things that we thought were copyright free when they weren't, but oops, you know. At least YouTube doesn't penalize you too much on that. They just give your advertising money away, but joke's on you. We're not monetized. So we don't so I don't know what money they're getting. Yeah, the one thing that I have to look up though is YouTube, like could I do a stream that has artistic nudity in it? You know, not doing full out furry porn on a stream, because I know that will get me into trouble. But could I do a stream, like just a regular stream like this, doing a piece that has artistic nudity in it? If both my hands weren't busy right now, I would do air quotes. And not have to list it. Right. And not have to list it as adults. Because I know that they have the option that you can lock your stream as, was it like adults only? Like only adults at 18 up? But what if that wasn't the case? Right, yeah, that's what I've seen. But then I have people, so maybe it's only in the thumbnail I have to be careful with, because I've seen people like have to censor, you know, like actual artwork, like at the Louvre and stuff. So like I don't know what the rules are on that, because I have a couple of pieces that I have to ink, you know, and they have, you know, they're you know, artistic nudity in them. But could I do it on a stream? Yeah, I would have to look that up. I would have to. I don't know. Maybe I should, you know, maybe do some like after dark specials where I'm streaming late at night, but it'll be an adults only stream. Like I'll mark the video as adults only, so I could just ink whatever I want, just work on whatever I want on the stream. I think I've seen people do that, but I'm not sure. But I think if I do a late night stream, then all the Europeans will be able to enjoy it. Oh, really? Is that, is that how that goes? Oh, okay. That kind of, yeah, it's like, that's what I figure. I mean, yeah, it can't be, like, completely verboten, right? I mean, it can't be. Let's see. Well, if I were to do an adults-only stream, I'm just thinking out loud. Obviously, there's an interest. Obviously, people are already woke people up. It's like, yeah, that I don't know. That's what I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out if I can do... Because I can age restrict videos and streams. So I can't... I mean, it's and it's artwork. So I would think that would be different. But yeah, it's like, we go late night, we do a House of Bob special where I'm just like doing artwork for, just doing like furry adult work on a late stream, on a restricted stream. And, we put on some mood lighting, some soft music. And we just draw furry porn for the rest of the night. What do you think? What do you think, guys? That sounds... I mean, what's funny is that it sounds so, oh my God, so scandalous. It's like, no, I'm actually working. It's actually for a book. I'm expanding my collection, my House of Bob collection, which if you don't know what that is, that's my, pretty much my adult furry material. If you go to my Fur Affinity page, there's a lot of uncensored images there from House of Bob. And I want to do like a really deluxe version, a collection of all that artwork. So I need to make like around like 70 more pieces to really, get a nice, sizable book. Well, if, hold on, let's see. If I can figure out how to do an adult live stream on YouTube without getting my channel pulled, yes, I will do, we can do requests because, like I said, so this House of Bob, book, I mean, it's pretty much, well, you have to be logged in. So it's like, yeah, you have to be logged in on Fur Affinity and have the adult content filter turned off for you to see it. Pretty much Fur Affinity became the only, after I got booted off of Patreon, it's not that I didn't technically get booted off of Patreon because of my furry porn. They blocked my Patreon page for House of Bob because it was too risque. And the images that they were complaining about were, the characters were in bikinis. it was no different than what you would have seen on a Sports Illustrated. But they were telling me that the images were obscene and I couldn't show them. And I'm like, wait, what the heck? Right? So after I fixed it, after I fixed it was the House of Bob Patreon that I had to shut down. So I fixed it and I got it back running, but now I was suspicious of whoever flagged me on Patreon, because once you're on someone's radar, that's it. They're going to forever ding me for something. So I decided to close down my House of Bob Patreon because of that, because I couldn't trust that even if I followed the rules, that they were going to leave me alone. So that's why I don't have a House of Bob Patreon anymore. But I still want to do a House of Bob collected edition. A really nice hardcover with a satin bookmark. You know, the ones that are sewn in. Black end papers. You know, a wraparound dust jacket. You know, I really want to make something really nice for that collection. So like I said, the whole point is that I have to still draw out all this artwork to fill out the book to the amount of pages that I want, which is around 200. So I have I think 140 pieces right now. Yeah, that's what I heard too. That it's like you can't. Yeah, but yeah, it's really. They were, you know what? They were going after particular people, but you know, as always, there's always a trickle down with that. You know, they make people examples so that everybody else falls in line, and it's like, okay, whatever. I'm not taking a chance. You know. So yeah, let's see. You will need to set all channels you stream on to adult and to verify view by login for that to happen. Yeah, I mean, I know that like when I upload a video or I'm about to do a stream or I'm setting up the streams, it gives me that option that it's like, is this an adult's well, it's a restricted stream or restricted video, and it allows me to do that. So I'm just so yeah, so I just have to figure out how that's going to work. If not, yeah, because I think that would work. I think that that would be fun to do. I'll get work done. You guys get to watch, some saucy material, that I have to do anyway to get this book done. Yeah, I've heard of Subscribestar. I've heard of that. You see, the problem is that with a lot of these, I don't trust platforms anymore. I really don't. Because they all start off the same way. It's like, yes, we're adult art friendly and blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing, right? And then it's like they build it up. They get all the pornographers on there that help build up the platform. And then once they hit critical mass, they want to go mainstream. Then all of a sudden the pornography is a problem. And they kick everybody out. So even though a platform is saying now that we're adult content friendly, I don't trust them to be that in the future. So even if I were to go on Subscribestar or any other new platform, I know that it would be for a very limited time. That's why I have my artwork on Fur Affinity, because I figured Fur Affinity has been there forever. I swear, it's like it's felt like they've always been there, and no one they haven't, as far as I know, they have never tried any porn purges. They haven't tried they haven't tried doing anything funny with the adult content. So that's why I have my uncensored House of Bob there, because it's like, if no one's taking them down yet, it's not happening. So a private Discord, I mean, I've heard, yeah, I don't know, it's I would have to look into that. I would have to. That's true, right? Like, I'm not sure how that was. Is it? Wow, I'm just so behind on all this newfangled technology. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Ah, there we go. Yeah. Like, I know Discord has been a thing for a while. Like, I know that I've seen people actually pay, like charge. Like, if you want to join someone's Discord, they can actually charge admittance. I don't know if that's just a thing they were doing separately, or that's a thing that you can do on Discord. Ooh. Oh, so you're gonna be my Discord trainer then. Yeah. Again, it's like with every platform, I would have to double check what their adult content, and even if I could see what their adult content terms of service is, usually it's something like really bullshitty, like, like no adult content. Like, they just, like, it's that vague. Like, the only, like, I was on a show where, oh wait, that's the wrong setting. I was on a show where we were talking about Substack, and I contacted the developers. It's like, what's your, because again, you go into their terms of service and they say no adult content, and it's like, okay, what does that mean? So I contacted the developers, and one of them explained to me, it's like, well, we go on a case-by-case basis. And I go, red flag right there. It's like, because that means that it's like, if you can't tell me what the actual definition is, I don't know what not to do. And you guys are going to punish me for that. So, yeah, so I have a Discord, not Discord, a Substack account, but I never use it. It's like, I pretty much set it up just enough to ask this question, to realize I needed to ask this question, and then it just turned out like, nah. Now, if you cannot give me a specific answer, then I cannot trust your platform, because that's what happened on Patreon. But we will look into what I can do on YouTube. See what we can do there. And then if we want to get even, if we can get spicier, we'll see where we can go with that. So, but yes, you will all definitely will know if I do an After Dark stream. I mean, I don't know. I could swear I've seen plenty of people do this on YouTube. It's only when you just do it out in the open that they ding you or something. I don't know. It's, like I said, they make it more complicated than it really should be. layer. There we go. Okay, so let me figure out what to do here. So this was actually the first comic book short that I started working on. And if I were to do these pages again, the only thing that I would do differently is I would add more backgrounds. So in this story, I was experimenting with freehanding backgrounds. So because when I work on Tall Tales, I was really trying to get backgrounds, really work on my environmental work. And I wasn't really feeling how everything was very straight line, like very rulered, type of very ruled lines for backgrounds. And part of me doing this story, which was an experiment in a bunch of things, being the fact that half the story has no dialogue in it. So I have to tell the story visually. So, and still get that to come across on the pages. And the other thing that I was experimenting with was doing backgrounds that I would ink without using a ruler, trying to get a more organic looking background. So it kind of works. I'm still kind of working on it, but what's funny is that it's kind of wonky. Oh, hey George. So the backgrounds, they look kind of wonky, but there's a certain organic feeling to them that I really like. So I guess as long as it fits the aesthetic of my artwork without completely looking like I had a stroke, I'm still working on this style of doing the backgrounds. Like if we go here, I think I was a little bit more successful with these backgrounds, where they look like an environment. They don't look like a set, which was what I was really going for. I don't want it to look like a hyper ruled out background that I just overlaid characters on top of. I want everything to look cohesive. So that's what I was doing on this. Yeah, another thing that Mobius made it okay for me to do is dots for eyes. After I read the Incal, and I saw how many times he would just draw the faces and just 2 dots for eyes, I was going, if it's good enough for Mobius, it's good enough for me. So that and Milo Manara's dots for noses, the little lines. So it's when you see, the way I draw people's noses in EGORAVEN, it's because of Milo Manara. Because it's you know what? If he could just do that, I could do that. And really, it was a very freeing experience. It was very freeing to realize it's you know what? Masters are doing this. It's not like I'm horrible at what I do, but if I can shorthand as much as I can to be able to move on to the next part of the drawing, I will do that. So, but that's what I was trying to do, trying to create an environment without looking over-tooled pretty much. So this was the first story that I was doing this on. And if I were to go back and do this again, I would do that in every panel. So like the way you see the colors in the background, like I would have put in an actual background in this panel. You know, it's like, so in this panel, I probably would have put more of a background here. You know, it's like, so that's what I would do differently. But because I pretty much consider the story done, it's just, I'm not going to bother with that. It's like I figured, okay, this is what I did on this story. So now I'm going to follow Dave Sim's advice, and I'm going to like, okay, his whole thing was don't fuss, just fix it on the next, I think it was like either the next page or what, just fix it next time. So on the next story, there's going to be more backgrounds. If you remember the story that I showed on Monday, there was a lot more backgrounds in it. Because I think that was either the second or the third story that I worked on. So already it's like, okay, everything has a background. And if you guys can see the issue 6 and issue 7 that I finished penciling, there's backgrounds in everything. Practically every panel has a background. So I'm obviously getting more comfortable with the idea of these freehand backgrounds. Of just backgrounds in general. Just, you know, having my characters function in an environment as opposed to a backdrop. Yeah, so that's what I would be doing differently. So I'm going to do that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I guess like select that gray. Okay. And then I'm going to, let's see, what kind of, what nice little gradient. Let's see, maybe that one, a little lighter. So it's like something like that. Yeah, and then once I put the background in, so there we go. So I mean the shading. So that would be kind of like, so technically these two panels are completed. Always remember to save your work. Always remember, save. Because the longer you work without saving, the more Photoshop starts conspiring against you. So that's pretty much, I guess, another overview of my technique in coloring in Photoshop. So what I'm going to do is, so we're just hitting an hour and a half. It's a little past 6 o'clock. I'm going to, I still have some other things to do. So even though I started late, I still need to cut my streams off at a reasonable time so that I can still, I still have other responsibilities I have to do for the rest of the day. But yeah, so this is where I'm at so far. By the way, for everybody, when we were talking about, inspirations, right? So I'm gonna point out an Easter egg on this page. We were talking about fantasy inspirations, and it's like I get it from a lot of movies and whatnot. The illustrations in the book that she's looking at, especially there's another page. I'm not going to I'm not going to show that. It's like, so the inspirations the inspiration for the illustrations in the book that she's looking at, they're all stills from Excalibur the movie. So they're cartoon versions of actual stills from Excalibur. So there's your Easter egg, your EGORAVEN Easter egg for today. So I'm going to end it right there. I'm going to continue working after the stream, but like I said, I have to do some other things back and forth too, but I really want to keep the habit of doing a stream back every Wednesday. So at least, we can keep some consistency on that. But yes, I'm going to look into the feasibility of doing kind of like an after dark stream. So subscribe to this channel, keep an eye out. I will definitely make an announcement if I'm going to do, if I'm able to do that type of stream. It's like we're gonna see what we can get away with. We'll see what we can do. We'll do a special after House of Bob After Dark on YouTube. So we'll see. You'll all know when I'm able to do that. I gotta remember which mouse controls which computer. So okay, so there you have it. I hope you learned a little something with my coloring today. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Jake, for showing up, and completing, making this official. Thank you everybody watching, whether you're watching on YouTube or from Facebook. You guys could be doing anything else, but instead you're sharing this time with me, and I appreciate it highly. Thanks again to everybody who's spreading the word, who's helping me with my Kickstarter campaign, who's pledging to the Kickstarter campaign. Thank you so much for helping me with that. I mean, like I said, the campaign is performing. I've never seen it perform like that. Any of my campaigns perform like that. And it's all because of you that I'm able to do this. I mean, I probably would be doing it anyway, but it's a lot more fun when you guys are involved. So that I'm able to share all this with you. So thank you again. So you can head on over to my main portfolio site if you want to see more work from me. And so head on over to egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. So these are my main ones, but you can find more links, including the Fur Affinity account with House of Bob on it. You can find that on my website. But if you want to follow me on social media, I mostly post to Facebook. That's where you can see me posting a lot of sketches, a lot of current work in progress, my infamous EGORAVEN doodles. So catch me on Facebook if you really want to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. However, please head on over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I go live. So I will be back on YouTube on Friday with Nita on the Raging 2 channel with our vlog show, where I might be talking more about fanfic on Friday. I was getting into a really good conversation about fanfic on Monday, and I really wanted to talk more about that, about how to use fanfic and how fanfic is a valid form of creative writing, and how I use fanfic to actually figure out my own original stories. EGORAVEN started out as a fanfic, so all the seeds of everything that I do all started out in fan art and fanfic. So there's no reason why any of that should be invalidated. by anybody. But like I said, I feel like talking more about that on Friday. So join me on Friday on the Rage Into Network for the Rage Into vlog, where me and Nita will talk about our grade school fanish experiences. And yeah, and you can, follow me here every Wednesday where I have my own stream. And like I said, hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I go live. And definitely when if I'm able to do this House of Bob After Dark stream, you will all know about it. So on that note, again, I just want to thank everybody for showing up. And yeah, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. And let's see how we're gonna go out today. You know what? Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, because today was sort of educational, especially combined with John Celestri's interview. So let's end on this. Thank you again. I'll see you guys on Friday. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between, Thundercats. Ho!